ZABoxing Nation, where boxing lives, breathes, and breaks down. Boxing fans, we've got a potential mega fight on our hands after Terence Bud Crawford defeated Israil Madrimov to become a four-division world champion. Terence Bud Crawford has officially planted his flag at 154, but he's not done yet. Now he's eyeing Canelo Álvarez, and if Canelo handles his business against William Scull on May 3rd, the stage is set for a massive fight in September. In this video, we're breaking down what Canelo needs to do to stop Terence Bud Crawford's momentum and come out on top in one of the biggest fights of this era. Terence Bud Crawford didn't just survive at 154, he thrived against Israil Madrimov, who was also a very awkward fighter. He has a very herky-jerky style, but Crawford kept his composure. He controlled the distance to become the champion. But Israil Madrimov did go on after this fight to be stopped in the 9th round. He went the distance with Terence Bud Crawford, keep in mind. And then Israil Madrimov versus Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz was putting constant pressure on this guy and not just following him around the ring, but he was cornering him and cutting off the ring. And I want you guys to keep in mind, he was cornering and cutting off the ring. He showed this elite timing, footwork, and ring IQ, and it still translated to 154. And this is how he beat Israil Madrimov, even against a naturally bigger guy. And now the question is, can he do the same thing at 168? Moving up 14 pounds to face Canelo Álvarez, the undisputed super middleweight king, is a whole different challenge. Terence Crawford has the skills, but does he have the physicality, the power, the durability to handle a true 168 pounder at the top of the division? Let's not forget that Canelo Álvarez has been dominant at super middleweight for a reason. He's a compact tank, excellent at cutting off the ring. Canelo Álvarez has been dominant at the super middleweight division, taking down his opponents with body shots and imposing his physicality. He may not have Crawford's speed, but he's got the timing, the power, and the experience under the lights. Even when critics say that Canelo Álvarez is slowing down, he still controls his fights and neutralizes his high level opponents. With that being said, his resume performances have shown some signs of vulnerability, especially against slick movers like Dimitri Bivol. And Crawford, he's very slick, he's very surgical, and very strategic. Arguably one of the smartest fighters in the game right now. If this fight goes down, what exactly does Canelo Álvarez need to do to beat Terence Bud Crawford? He needs to use his size, his strength early. Canelo cannot let Crawford comfortable. He has to fight like he's the bigger man. He has to close the distance. He has to rough him up. He has to cut the ring off and make Crawford feel every pound of that 168. He has to invest into the body early. Crawford moves too well when he's fresh. Canelo has to dig to the body from round one to slow him down and take his legs away. This is boxing 101. He has to slow this guy down. But Crawford is known to have footwork and good endurance. He has to cut off the ring like a surgeon against Terence Bud Crawford. He has to control the range. He has to pick his moments when to get off. Canelo, he has to stay intelligent. He has to continuously pressure Terence Bud Crawford. He has to cut angles and trap him to the ropes. He has to stay sharp defensively. And Crawford is one of the best counterpunchers in the world. One lazy jab, one slow entry, and now you're eating a check hook or sneaky uppercut. So Canelo Álvarez needs to keep his head movement sharp and keep his guard high and tight. Canelo Álvarez has to control the rhythm of this fight. If he loves to fight at his own pace, Canelo has to disrupt. He has to keep on switching up the tempo, similar to what Floyd Mayweather did to him. He has to keep on switching up the tempo and just keeping them guessing and never let Bud settle or adapt to what he's doing. So he has to always be switching up. Terence Bud Crawford is not just smart. He's a master at figuring guys out mid-fight. Hence why I said that adaptability. Canelo Alvarez can't just rely on a single game plan. He has to adapt to everything Crawford does, or he's risking being picked apart in the later rounds of the fight. And then there's a speed gap. Terence Bud Crawford has the quickness. He's in both hands and feet. He could frustrate Canelo Alvarez if Bud starts to land sharp counters and circling away. And it could become a tactical nightmare for Canelo Alvarez. Finally, let's talk about conditioning. Crawford keeps his gas tank strong for 1 to 12, and if this becomes a real chess match, Canelo Alvarez needs to prove that he still has the engine to push the pace late in the fight. So here's the bottom line. If Canelo Alvarez can compose his physicality and stay disciplined and make it a real gritty fight, he has the chance of handing Terence Bud Crawford his first loss. But if he lets Crawford dictate the pace, pop shot, and pivot his way through the rounds, we might be witnessing history in the making as Crawford looks to become undisputed in a 4th weight class. Let me know in the comments, does Crawford have what it takes to beat Canelo Alvarez at 168? Or will Canelo Alvarez remind everybody why he's still the face of boxing? Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss an update. But until next time, it's ZABoxingNation, where champions get analyzed and legends are made. Keep your hands up, and I'll catch you in the next one.